Welcome back to my channel. I decided to do a second series on words. Words that hold a lot of stigma or that have held stigma for me, and how I have been able to change the stigma of the word through the vibrational frequency of the heart. So, in looking at the word as just a word and not how it's been defined by man, and look at it in its simplicity and feel and explore my relationship with the word. So, I've been able to go within these words and receive through my inner vision new meanings and new perceptions about the words. So when we look at the word devil, I have known since I was about 9 or 10, when I explained on another one of my videos how I had a clairaudient experience where the voice told me that there was no such thing as a devil and there was no such thing as hell. Well, I felt it to the core of my being, and I felt those words that were spoken to me as I was playing outside. I couldn't have been more than 9 or 10 years old. I felt them in all of my cells, like the very core of what I am. And I didn't question it. I didn't even walk around questioning why I just heard a voice. It was almost like, oh, okay. And I just carried on with it. I did try to share, however, that message because it excited me with someone at school. And I still remember who that person is. If she ever watches this video, she might remember this also. But I remember trying to tell her because I thought, oh, she'll be my friend if I share this with her, because this is very exciting. And instead of making a friend, she started laughing at me. Well, my perception as a child was she was laughing at me, and certainly maybe that was the intent, but she was laughing because it was just completely out of her own world of how she perceived. So she found it very funny. And even, now sometimes I'll be speaking to someone and they'll roll their eyes at me, or start laughing, or sometimes they just become very defensive, and that's completely okay. None of that stuff really bothers me anymore, and for some reason it does in that moment. It's just something that I go and look at and find the feeling behind why it got under my skin. Uh, those kind of experiences do not happen for me very often these days, but I'm not saying it could never happen. So you never say never. I've learned that on my journey too. Or say that, oh, I've got this, and that's when you get hit with a lot more stuff to work through. So we're always becoming more, not becoming more, we are all that is, but we're remembering more every day. And the more that we remember, we allow ourselves to remember, the broader our discernment is. A lot of folks think they have to gain discernment or reach for discernment when looking at something. Your discernment is what it is. And it naturally will broaden when you allow yourself to look at new viewpoints. So, this is a video about looking at this word from different viewpoints. So I'm not going to tell anyone what to think or what viewpoint to take. This is my experience with it in taking the stigma out of some of these words. So the devil I uncovered is the veil. And when we see the word evil, it's also veil. and it's also live. So, and these are just a few. There's more things I could talk about with this word, but this is the consideration that I wanted to get across in this video, was that this word does not have to be viewed as evil. And I know that I think that it's mentioned in scriptures and different things like that. They may use the word devil. I'm pretty sure that in some religions they use the word devil in exchange with the word Satan, the word Lucifer. All that kind of gets blended together, and they all actually hold their own frequencies. So I will do videos about those. When we talk about a veil, I'm talking about also the word distortion. And I did a basic video number 4, speaks about a little bit about distortion. And distortion, I also want to write it as distorted, or to distort, to distort. And I like doing it in a broken down version because the nouns that we use in our language have been defined over time. So I know some of this goes back even past the Sumerian, Babylonian stuff, but a friend of mine on Facebook loves to use the Babylonian period as the Babel. So the nouns have a lot of babble in them because they hold spells. The nouns are not real. The actions of our words hold more reality than do the nouns. The nouns are part of the structure that has been put into place to keep us blinded, so to speak, so that we are unable to tap in to the true natural self. I know a lot of people use the word supernatural. I'm not a fan of the word supernatural because to me the supernatural is our natural, and it doesn't have to be considered above or beyond. We hold what is called the supernatural already. We're just unable to access it. It's untapped. And that's just because our discernment has been shut down. And we've shut it down ourselves, not knowing how we're giving consent. We give our power away. We don't even know we're doing it. And we do it to each other, and we don't even know we're doing it to each other. So the veils, when they're in place and the distortion is in place, we are actually not just creating distortion for ourselves, but we also participate in to distort other people without even knowing that we're doing it. So that's what I wanted to say for this video, and I hope it brought a little bit of light into your life, and I look forward to doing many, many more. Thank you.